Hello everyone and welcome back to the fifth part tutorial, and this time we'll continue with this generator. So what I will do first is I'm gonna explain something. Let me first quit here and open again. And I know for some of you it's not a new thing, but again, because not everyone who watched those tutorials of mine, or I don't know, maybe doesn't know this. So anyway, keyboard map, and I'm going to show you just a simple thing that I want you to be able to understand. So here we have a keyboard, right? And you see here we have the shift key, and we have these two arrows next to the M letter and to the question mark. So these two arrows are the arrows that I'm going to talk about, and using the shift together with each one of them, basically what it does, it's an option that's called grow selection. So if I will take, for instance, well, let's create something here. I'm gonna create this cylinder. I'm gonna switch to move tool, bring it, scale it up, and just for the sake of this, I'm gonna grab this and chamfer this. Okay, so let me try and add some edges here, and that's all. So I can show you exactly what I'm talking about. The grow selection is an option that just has it's called. This is what it's actually doing. So if I will pick this face here right now, and I will hold down the shift, okay, it's pressed, and together with the right bracket key, basically the one that I show you next to the question mark, this is what will happen. It will simply start and cover each time I will tap shift and this key. It will grow the selection. Now, if you want to grow selection evenly, you always need to find a center. So grab shift and this face, of course, and then with the key, with the secondary key, which is the right arrow key, this is what will happen. Okay, every time I will tap each one of them, it's either increase the selection or decrease the selection. So with this in mind, what we will do here is we're gonna grab one of the doors here of this generator. Okay, press F to focus on it, and because we don't have a center here, you need to grab four of them as like the center, and then shift and right arrow, and then you will get a selection that is being made evenly to each. See this face, top here, side, and of course bottom and the left side. So with that in mind, what you do, you are going to go over, sorry, shift, hold on the shift, right click, and choose duplicate face. Okay, at this point you press F8 three times. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, and then this gizmo will go on, and control to unselect the entire body of this generator will leave you only with this door. Okay, you're gonna go over modify, center pivot, switch to move tool, and you can simply grab this door and move it along here. Okay, so this is just as for how to do this, how to duplicate faces and use them. Now, the main problem with duplicating faces is that every time that you take a whole piece, like this generator, and you duplicate something from it or extracting something from it, it's creating groups. So right now in this group, we have the entire generator and we have the door. Now, if I will grab both of them and I will try to move them, right now they are moving together along, but sometimes it can be happen that they won't follow each other. So in that case, you want to break this group. You want to grab this group and first of all go over edit, delete by type, history, okay? And then grab this group and simply control G to ungroup that, okay? Now you can simply use them as individuals, okay? Oh, I have a problem here. No, don't do control G, it will simply group them again. You need to do like shift G, I guess. Let me see. Okay, okay. Let's just do this with the keys and that's it. I will bring it back to where we were, Control Z a few times, and just ungroup. Okay, or you can middle mouse click, hold and drag this and move it outside of this group. Okay, and you need double click, like you move it and then you click where you want it to be positioned. And now you have only a group that you can delete. Okay, anyhow, try to avoid groups, okay, whenever you use things such as this. And with that in mind, we will take this and now we want to open the door so it will be open. And we need to adjust the pivot here. So before that, I'm gonna make sure it's selected and you have this icon here. This icon is called isolate. Okay, you isolate everything but the thing that has been selected. So now I can grab this edge here, control right click, edge ring utilities to edge ring and split. And now it's showing you only this face because we worked on it, but uh, you can unisolate this and bring it back to where it's to the same state that it was, and then isolate this again. Okay, now because it was in the edge mode after we created this edge, so this is why it happens. Now we want to adjust the pivot. The pivot right now is centered because we told it to be centered by clicking modify and center pivot, right? Now we want this to be here because the pivot of a door should be here if we want to create this door as a lift door. Okay, so by holding D, the D key, like down, okay, this square will turn into this thing. Okay, you can hold it and then middle mouse, sorry, D, hold down the D and then hold down the V as victory as well. So both of them are pressed down and you can middle mouse click, hold and drag to that edge that is here. Okay, try to snap it to your okay, I moved this a little bit, so I don't want to move this, and simply just hold down the D and V and middle mouse click, hold and drag to snap it to each vertex that you prefer. Right now I will put it here in the middle, and I will hold down only the D key right now, and I will move it a little bit down, a little bit here, a little bit here. Okay, so we will assume that we have a pivot that is running through here to the other side, and it simply should be more of like here. Okay, about so. With that in mind, we can unisolate this, and now we can switch to rotation tool, hold down the J key, and you can simply start and lift this door up, and that way it will be like it should. See? Now, whenever you tweak this adjustment of the pivot, just bear in mind that in order for you to make this the same result as I did here, you see nothing is intersecting. It's like we really have a pivot there. Just imagine that you have a pivot here, okay? And this is where the pivot should be. So if I would take a cylindrical shape right now, like so, well, let's move it here. Let's move this here. Bring it here. We can press F to focus on it. And then you can simply scale this down and stretch this up. So we are creating like a pivot here right now, just in case, okay? I'm gonna rotate this 90 degrees there. I'm gonna scale it down to be thinner and then stretch it like so. And let's try and position this. So here, bring it up. And let's take a look. Okay, I want this to be there, you see? So it's a little bit big, but I will first center it, somewhat centered, okay? Scale it down, and then stretch it back. Just so it will intersect there where it should be, uh, you know, you can scale it, stretch it a little bit like so. Okay, so you see, and now you can just tweak it a little bit more. Bring it here. Let's have a look at this. It can be here as well. And this is pretty much where also the pivot of this should be. So you can check yourself that way. Right now that we have our pivot, you see where the pivot is? It's exactly somewhere in the middle inside this cylindrical shape that we just added. See? That's cool. Now, you can either combine them, so you will have those two pieces as like one solid piece, or you can leave it as it is. So for the next thing, I want to create like sort of something that's all this, um, this door, but I thought at first I thought maybe I will create sort of a pivots that here, but I thought that this is too much clean. It's like clean, um, I don't know, generator, like it's never used. And things sometimes have this habit to break apart, and people just improvise all sort of new ideas in how to make things. So I thought, why not just to add a plank of wood here that hold this thing, and that way you also, added a little bit more character to it, life, or I don't know. So let's create just another cube here. I'm gonna bring this cube, and don't worry, maybe we will add broken pivots there just to make sure that um, it's okay, but like we it's broken, so this is the reason why it's there. Sometimes I need to think. uh, okay, so this plank will be here. Now you see, I wanted to make this stretched. Now because I already rotated it, I have a problem. So I'm gonna unrotate it and then stretch this, and then try to match things. Doesn't have to be matched, but uh, we do want this to be matched. And don't worry, there is a way on how to do this. So I'm gonna isolate this for a second just to show you something. Now because this part here is intersecting inside the generator, you want to right click, choose vertices, and you want to grab these. Now you can see that the axis right now is acting differently. It's not going with the flow of this plank, wood plank. Or so you want to double click on your move tool, which is this one. Okay, double click, and you will get this dialog box here. So these are the options for this move tool, and each one of them has it. So you want to change the axis orientation into something else. Try component. You see, with component, you get this axis, and you can simply bring that in the same direction. So I'm gonna unisolate the entire thing here. Where is the isolation? Oh, this one. And that way I will tweak this plank wood to be exactly where it should. Now, right now, it's still not good enough because I need it to be there. Okay, so I'm gonna bring it back to what it was, reset tool, and press F8. Sorry, press F8 to bring it back to object mode. I'm gonna rotate this a little bit more. In this, let's just position this and then we'll see. Okay, now I think we need a little bit twist here. You can also play with the pivot at this particular position, because maybe I will never get to that same corner there, so maybe it's just better to position the pivot. So I'm gonna hold down the D key and the V key. I'm gonna position the pivot there, So right now there it's the correct position, but there it's not. So I can rotate this a little bit that way while the pivot is down there and simply try to match this. So I'm going to right click, choose vertices, grab those vertices, switch here to, well, first to move tool, and then change this to component and stretch this there. All right, that's good. So I'm gonna press F8, bring it back to object mode. Nice. We're gonna create something here just to, so it will look like those pivots have been broken. So let's create a cube. Grab this cube, move it towards there, just nearby, and I'm gonna squeeze it like so. Now, whatever I'm gonna do right now, it will take some time with you, but anyway, I will continue this. Right now. I don't want to do this later on. And what I will do here is I'm gonna create a hole inside this plank, like this piece of box, and that way we will imitate sort of a pivot. So you're gonna press F8, bring it back to object mode. Of course, sorry, it was already in object mode. And what I will do here is I'm gonna grab, right click, choose edge, grab this edge here and this edge here. Okay, shift right click and bevel edge. This is what will happen. Now we're gonna add some segments, so we will have a rounded corner here, you see. So this is already a good start. We can shift right, then press F8 to bring it back to object mode. Shift right click, insert edge loop. I'm gonna add, well, I wanted to add edge there, but you know what? Doesn't matter. Well, it does matter. I'm a little bit confused here with myself. I know what I'm doing, so don't worry. For vertices, let's grab those vertices, bring them down some. Right click, choose face. Let's grab this face, extrude it only once, and move it upwards. You can switch to move tool and do so. And now we will have this edge. Okay, so you can bring this edge down. We don't need the slide tool because these are aligned and they are straight, so that's fine. Just gonna bring it over here. Okay, now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I don't know, we have too many of those. I don't want to spend too much time, but we will need to do this anyway. So let's see, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We have 11, and in between we have like 9, right? So we need more 9. 11 with 9, it's 20. Well, let's hope that my calculation was right. I'm going to create a cylinder with 20 subdivisions. I will show you soon. Just wait 1 second. Let me position it there. Let's expand the window, pressing the space bar or closing those. I need a reminder for those boxes to be closed, because sometimes I just forget about it and it sucks to teach that way. Okay, so I'm gonna go over the cylinder and it already has 20. Okay, so with that in mind, I'm just gonna rotate this well, with the J key. I have a problem with my language. I need to change to English, and then I can use the J key. I'm gonna scale this down, and right now this cylindrical shape has a center. This is the center edge, so I'm gonna rely on this to position it with alignment to this edge down here. Okay, so let's grab this, switch to move tool, hold down the V key, and simply move it over there. Well, it's getting a little bit harder than I thought. I'm gonna hold on the V key and try and snap this to the center of this, and then I will bring it here, and now I will, because, well, I'm gonna try and explain this better. You see we have this center edge, okay? Let me not select it. Now you can see the center edge, and we have center edge that way. So I'm relaying on that center edge the vertical. Vertical? Well, I'm not sure. Horizontal, it's like that. And yeah, whatever. So I'm trying to align this one according to that one there. And now I will align these, the horizontal one, according to this side ones. So hold on the V key and push it upwards. You can point to this edge and it will help to snap this. See? Now, with this in mind, we can simply take this, shift select this, go over mesh, booleans, difference. And this is what will happen. Okay? Now you can see that automatically those have been connected for some reason, and this is fine. This is good for me. Now, these also have been created, so I'm gonna double click on these and shift right click, choose delete edge. Now the reason I'm doing this is not good right now. Yeah, it's not good. So we only want to take the multi-cut tool first, undo that if you already done that, and I want to create a center one here. Okay, this is crucial if you want to make it right. Okay, and of course you can do this in a very sloppy way and skip this, just create something that looks like what I'm doing here. Now after I've done this, I can get rid of those. So sorry, those dislined ones. Shift right click, delete edge. Whenever you delete edges, you don't want to press delete on your keyboard in order to delete them. You want to delete them that way. Where is the delete edge? Oh, here it is. Okay, because whenever you delete edges using the delete key, what will happen is that if you have any loose vertices, they will remain on your other edges. So if I right click on this, you can see we have loose vertices here. Okay, each one of them is loose vertex. So we want to make sure that we have only the vertices that we already have and not having much more problem with others. So multi-cut tool, and what I will do here is I'm going to grab this, select that, connect. This, select that, connect, right click. And we shall continue this, okay? Now don't worry, we will only do this for this side. We don't need to do this for the other side. And you will see why. Okay, it's first time I'm in silence. Okay, and I know this is weird, but anyway, that's okay with me. Whoa, no, sorry, here. I'm not trying to connect them to the other side. Don't attempt doing so. Just a waste of time. Basically, this entire thing that I'm doing here right now, it's a waste of time, but anyhow. We will do this and that. Okay, so I'm gonna grab faces and I'm gonna get rid of half cut of this. So I will only have this, okay? Well, it's more than half cut of this. I basically left only with these. Now I can extrude those. Switch to move tool. The move tool is oriented differently, so you want to reset this and then you want to move it in a direction that you will see grays and not blacks, okay? So that way. Now you can see that each one of them is connected, right? See, they are connected to each other that way. So it saves you some trouble. And now we can do two things. We can either duplicate this, okay, move it upwards, switch to rotation tool, hold down the J key, okay, move it there, and we can connect those two. But before we connect those, I'm gonna keep one, Control D. I'm gonna move this aside. I'm gonna grab these two, mesh combine, okay, right click, choose face, grab this face and that face because they are needed, this one and that one, and delete them. Press delete. These are not edges. You can use the delete key and double click on this edge, shift double click on this edge, bring them together, close to each other, sorry, and keep some space here. And now I will show you something about the target weld tool. So if you check the option target weld here, you'll see that you have only two options. One of them is the target, which means that if I will choose this and point to this one will stretch over this one. But you can also use the center, and by that, each two that you will select will connect at the center point. So they are stretched evenly, equally, or whatever. So we're gonna simply use this center to connect those, like so. Press F8, bring it back to object mode. Let's reset this tool, and here we go. We have one link. With that one link, I'm gonna now right click, choose face. I'm gonna select this face, shift double click on this face. It will loop select those. Shift double click, shift right click. I don't know what's going on with me. Sorry. Duplicate face, press F8 3 times. Now, again, after we duplicating faces, always remember that you will have groups. See, we already have too many groups here, but you can select this group and ungroup this, or at least try. Basically, if you delete the history, I think this is what will help you to ungroup them. I'm not sure, though. This is separate, this is not ungroup. Oh, okay, now I see. Okay. Now, at least I know what was the problem with my selection. Okay, select. Oh my god, I don't really remember. By the way, these are the grow and shrink selection. Yeah. I don't know, I think it should have been, I mean, like Control G is grouping, so Alt G maybe is ungrouping. I don't know. I really don't know. I always so rely on those two options. Modify. Anyway, let's just grab those two, middle mouse click, hold and drag and click here, and then delete the group. Bye bye group. Okay, this done. Now, by the way, we have this here. Well, let me select only these pieces together and then control unselect this, and we will have this thing. So this thing right now, if I will pull this outside, first of all, I'm gonna center the pivot for it. If I'm gonna pull this outside, you can see a problem here. First of all, we have two edges here that shouldn't be. Okay, so right click, choose edge. Let's get rid of this edge. Shift right click, delete edge. Again, we are deleting edges only that way, not using the delete. And we will get rid of that edge as well. And press F8. Come on. Okay, now that's been selected. You see, we see blacks. Now, we want to reverse the normals. We want them to be inside. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over mesh display, and let's see. So, mesh tools. I'm lost. I know I'm lost. I just can't remember what they've done with this. Usually there was this a normal tab, but right now we don't have this normal tab. Where this normal tab option here? Nee, 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 nee. Object, display, window, mesh, normals, reverse normals. I'm looking for a reverse option. If you say it, just shout it out. I probably will hear you. Mesh display, harden, or here it is. Mesh display, reverse. You need to be in modeling, by the way. Reverse. Okay, that's it. Now the normals are facing inwards. So now I'm gonna right click, choose edge. I'm gonna double click on this edge. I'm gonna click extrude one time and immediately switch to move tool. Now, by the way, you want to reset your move tool, okay? And just bring it a little bit outside like so. Extrude it once more, switch to scale tool, and do something such as this, okay? And then extrude it once more, switch to scale tool, just a little bit more, a little bit, very little bit, and then extrude again, do this that way, and then extrude it a little bit more, scale this, and you can see what I'm doing here right now. Again, move it out, scale it down, and when you think you are done with this, like put it here, you can go over mesh, fill hole while this edge is loop selected. Fill hole, you can right click, choose face, grab this face, edit mesh, poke, right click, choose vertex. I'm gonna press F8, sorry, grab this vertex, shift, right click, chamfer vertex, right click, choose face, grab this vertex, sorry, this face, extrude it, switch to move tool, and extrude it inside. I'm gonna bring it back to object mode. I'm gonna add few supporting edge loops just to maintain the sharpness here at this area. So shift right click, insert edge loop. This is a corner one, so we're adding, sorry. Oh, I selected the terrain there. So I'm adding one edge here and one edge from the outside, okay? And one edge there to maintain that area there sharp so it won't pop out. And here you want to add one here. Here we extruded it a little bit, so it's already done. We need only one here and one here, or maybe that one should have done the work. You want to add maybe one here, just in case. Press F8, bring it back to object mode, select your piece. You can modify center the pivot for it if you want. Insert it back to where it's supposed to be. And now, see what's going on? We have this, and sometimes you will want to have, sorry, you will want to have this a little bit more deeper, like it's connecting to the main body there of this generator. So I'm gonna bring those two together. Let's do this that way. Both selected, modify, center the pivot, switch to selection switch to move tool, sorry. Oh my god. Okay, I'm trying to scale them. So in order to scale them together, you need first to combine them. And then go over modify, center the pivot again, and then you can scale them together so they scaled in proportions. Same proportions, the pivot is not slipping away, and it's all good. Okay, now we'll put this here like so. Switch to rotation tool. Now you can use the J key in order to do this like so, right? And before that, what I will suggest is first find a tuning, like this is in good proportions as for a pivot or not. If it is, so that's good. If not, maybe scale this down, and then what we will do is we're gonna grab this piece, right click, vertices, grab these vertices and simply pull them, stretch them over here, grab these, bring them back to the center. I don't care, whatever, it's not much of an issue. And then simply rotate this in that way. Okay. With that done, um, well, okay, I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna Control D, duplicate this, move this here, and then J key to rotate this. Okay, like so. And I'm gonna bring this in a position like so, so they are here like connected. Okay, now you can do it very easily if you snap this pivot to the center here, but this will be a little bit tricky. So hold on the D, V, and try and align this that way. Okay, and let's move it into position like so. And with that, sorry, they should be like so. Okay, side by side. And then you can simply grab this. Right now these two are like combined, so you can separate them using this. Separate. Grab this. Control D to duplicate this. Modify center the pivot for it. And simply rotate this 180 degrees that way. Okay. Now you can put it here. No one will see that they are intersecting with each other, but if you are so determined, go ahead and bring them, just connect those two in some way. It's not, it's not much of an issue. You can do it easily with all the knowledge that you just acquired right now. So anyway, I'm gonna grab these. Two. And I don't know why, for some reason, it's like that, though. I mean, like, why it should be like that? It should be like in some way that is, well, sorry. No, what is going on? D, V, grab, snap here. Thanks. Rotate this. So it will be more of like that. Now, I just want to say that I could have done this pretty much precise if I wouldn't move this from the beginning over here, and I will just simply continue on doing this while I was here with this, this first one that I created. So now I'm gonna grab these, unselect these, Control D to duplicate this, move it to the other side, and of course I will need to switch the position of one of them. Okay, and I think I'm missing here something. Oh yeah, the other one is flipped. Oh, okay, don't worry. So this one should be sticked there to this side of the generator, like so. And now I will grab this one and, well, this one, and move it towards here. Grab only this pivot, bring it backwards. This one, modify center the pivot for it. Bring it here. This is a little bit too big. I mean, if it was really should have been closed, this thing will hit that panel here. Anyway, I haven't paid much attention there. I'm going to separate those, so I will have this pivot and I will be able to rotate it. So hold on the J, rotate it 180 degrees and put it over here. Okay, so here we go. We have these, and this is pretty nice. I don't know, maybe you want to keep this thing just as for whatever you want to do. I will delete it. I'm going to save this file, save scene as. This part so far was the longest one, so let's save it and I will see you in the next part. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe, share, and like the video. It really helps. So thank you. Bye.